Welcome to Modern Musings, conversations with the maiden, mother, and crone, looking at ourselves and the world through the lens of the 21st century. Hello and welcome back. I'm your hostess, Amber Garvin, and I'm here with my two co-hosts, Cindy Murray and Kristen Hessler.
Hi.
Hello.
So this week we have a little bit different topic. We're talking about color symbolism. And if you don't know what color symbolism is, it is the subjective meaning humans attach to various colors. And they can attach meanings to colors in three different ways. Humans attach meanings to colors biologically, meaning that they see a color and they associate, for example, a lot of people associate the color red with fear or anger. A lot of people associate the color purple with royalty. It's just kind of how you associate colors. And then people also respond to colors culturally. For example, and this goes back to like the 5th to 17th century, religion culturally kind of defined how people see colors. For example, blue could mean heaven, or white means purity. And today, white still means purity. Women get married in a white wedding dress, so it still means purity. Or, of course, that's changed a little bit nowadays, where we would see purple as royalty, Japan sees purple as evil. So
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all in different cultures, I suppose.
Well, there's a lot of cultures where the brides get married in red.
Yeah,
Yeah.
True. And so the third way we respond to colors is from experience or childhood traumas. Like, for example, if you broke your leg skiing, maybe every time you see white now, it's very traumatic, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
And there are other ways that people use colors and color symbolism. For example, designers use symbolism and to designers use color symbolism to kind of get people's attention. They appeal to their different senses through the colors. So I'm going to ask y'all a question. So what are some adjectives that you would that you think of when you think of the color red?
Passion, anger, heat,
Pain.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Fiery.
Pain's a good one.
fiery, excitement.
What about blue?
Calm. Serene.
Yeah,
Cool. Airy.
Mm-hmm.
Fluid.
And
hospitals,
what about green?
same. but I also think of growth, nature.
Yeah, I think of the forest being
Plants,
outdoors,
yes.
fresh
Outdoorsy,
air.
fresh.
I know that's not an adjective, but fresh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do y'all so when you're I want to open it up to y'all, what do y'all think of color symbolism, especially say if you were picking colors for a house or designing something?
I know that they actually teach color theory in design schools. Advertising uses color theory all the time in designing logos and product packaging. It is a well-known fact that people are drawn to certain colors for certain emotional aspects, and marketing advertising uses it regularly to do those things. So like and I know that for me in designing my, I recently did some remodeling in here, and I actually chose some colors specifically for the feel that those colors gave me in my room. My walls are I don't know, it's lighter than a robin's egg blue, but it's
not as green as a Tiffany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very light, very, very light. Not as saturated, I guess. And
it's very oceany, and you like to go cruising, so your living room's like a cruise.
My thought in doing this room, I have white trim, and then natural wood floors of a light wood. So there's really not a lot of dark. There's a few dark accents, but it's mostly light, white curtains, white trim, with some black accents. But I was really kind of going for that Florida beach house kind of feel with it, that kind of light and airy and, natural wood and, the ocean water and the sandy beach colors. And it gives the room a very tranquil feeling. So, and before I had a lot more darker colors in there, and it just felt dark and heavy a lot of the time. And now it feels very light and airy.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of black furniture. It's very, black curtains.
By contrast, my bedroom has a lot of dark. I have dark wood. I have blacks and browns.
Makes you sleepy, so that's good for a bedroom.
It makes the room feel warm and comforting and just very, dark like that. So
I really liked the antique look and the Victorian style for a really long time. I wanted to have this really antique old style home. And we're pretty cluttery people, and I feel like with it really dark furniture, and I also keep the blinds drawn a lot of times, that it makes the space really small looking, and it makes it very dark and drab.
Yeah.
And so we've actually been kind of going towards the lighter stuff. And I feel like when I look at magazine design rooms and even the IKEA floor plan design displays, even when they're full and the bookshelves are just stuffed to the brim with stuff, it looks so clean. Right. I think the white, you were talking about pure.
Yeah.
It is the white tables and white countertops and stuff and everything looks very sterile. And for me, I've been really wanting to go towards that look.
Yeah.
Very clean.
That real clean aesthetic.
Heavy look.
Well, even this room that we're in right now, I know our readers can't, or our listeners can't see it. Our readers can't. Our readers sometimes do see it via photos and videos, but the walls are like a very pale, kind of very, very, very pale peach, almost a beige. They're so pale. And then I have natural wood cabinets with white countertops, and it again makes it feel lighter and less cluttered. I used to have darker tables in here, and it felt darker, didn't it? It did. So even when the tables were empty, they felt heavier somehow. So I do like that. My kitchens, I usually like my kitchens bright and airy and light. White cabinets, white appliances, lots of sunlight brightness in them. Yellow is a favorite color, or pale blues, just really light. And to me, I've had kitchens that had the darker cabinets and they just felt claustrophobic almost. So I like the lighter.
See, to me, when I moved into my apartment, one of the things that drew me to the apartment was that the walls were painted like not like a light gray,
Mm-hmm.
not a dark gray.
That's a
but
common thing these days. Yeah,
but
it's
like
really
a
popular.
light gray, like an almost silvery
Mm-hmm.
light gray, and that really appealed to me because I like silver
Mm-hmm.
and I like gray, but it was very appealing. And then the kitchen counters were like a gray and white, like a light gray and white marble,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd never not real marble, of course, and linoleum, I guess. And I'd never seen that in an apartment before. And then, like, all of the appliances were silver, and it was a really nice aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of made, because I have a lot of like cherry wood bookshelves, and I thought it would look weird together, but it actually made them look brighter
Mm-hmm.
because of the contrast in colors. I don't know if that makes sense, but I guess like I do like the whole antique thing, but I guess like as far as my furniture style, I've always had kind of more industrial looking furniture,
Mm-hmm.
which is odd because I do love the whole antique aesthetic as well.
Yeah, and I have a lot of black furniture too. You were talking about having a lot of dark furniture. In my craft room, I have black IKEA shelves,
Mm-hmm.
and they just like suck all the space
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
they're so dark. And
black
I kind of
shelves-
regret getting black ones now. I wish I had gotten white ones.
Well, that's one thing. My bookshelves in my living room. I have an extensive bookshelves built in, but they're we painted them all white. But you were talking about how the contrast of the colors of your your shelving unit contrasted to like the colors of your walls and stuff. And that I get that from my cabinet, my shelves in the living room, because the shelving is all white, but the wall behind it is like a warm mocha brown. And it kind of tamps the wall down a little bit and kind of helps the books almost disappear in the cabinet so they don't look quite as cluttery, I guess, but they're
get
full.
that.
They are completely full, but it just kind of tamps that color down. But the shelves themselves pop out and stand out. So I do like that because there's a really nice contrast there.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I prefer the contrast because I don't want to have like white bookshelves and white walls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or brown bookshelves and brown walls. And so I'm moving to a new place soon, and the walls are kind of like the color they are in here, kind of like a light creamy color, which I think will still contrast nicely with like the cherry wood of my bookshelves.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So talking about you talked about like the different colors and things like that. There's like white has that purity thing, and these go towards clothing as well, like
Yes.
you're talking about a bride, wearing white or whatever.
Or when you get baptized.
There's that. And then there's the opposite of that would be black. And black has, we associate black leather jackets and, bad boys.
Yeah, bad boys
and
or
funerals.
goth kids, funerals. Yeah.
And I find that really interesting too, because I really like black a lot and I like to wear black clothes, but then there's all the goth kids.
And you associate like women wearing red as trashy, or
Right.
red lipstick as trashy.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I know that's kind of antiquated. And nowadays it's not like that, but I mean, it still might be. But like
In
when
some
I
circles,
was
probably, yeah.
younger, I saw like wearing red as trashy, too loud, too like especially red lipstick.
Mm-hmm.
She said trashy. I'm like, all these poor beautiful women who wear red lipstick.
I wear red lipstick.
I know.
And I'm
well,
like,
okay,
they're just
I wear
brave-
red lipstick
brave,
also.
confident,
Oh,
sexual
but I'm
women
talking
I
about
was
when
I
I
was
was a
thinking about
kid, like in
Lucretia.
who said she had the audacity to wear a red lip.
Well, like,
And I'm like, I wish I had the audacity to wear a red lip.
well,
I
you know,
do
like,
wear a
like
red
in
lip.
the 80s, that's what it like. And when I was a kid in
I
the
think
80s,
that's
that
the
was
southern
like
older
80s,
woman
like
Well, it
whispering
is,
that
and-
into your ear.
and
That's
there
your
is-
grandma telling
and there
you.
is
okay,
also-
maybe.
But also in the 80s, the aesthetic was very different because in the 80s, mauves were the color.
Well, like
Everybody
I said,
wore mauves.
That's how I felt when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I wear red now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what cars did I used to drive? Bright red
That's your
cars.
favorite color, yeah.
It is my favorite color, you know, but I used to associate it with, you know, bright and trashy, I
Tawdry.
guess. Tawdry, yeah. I don't know how else to.
But then like I said, you look at other cultures. There's a lot of cultures, especially Asian cultures, where red is a good luck color. In China, and the women get married in red. That is very popular.
Red's also a holiday color, like
yes.
Christmas, cherry, bright.
And in other countries, white is the funeral color.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Well, okay, white roses are funeral color
You know,
roses.
though, that makes sense, though. If you're talking about, like, white symbolizing purity and, like, heaven and God's robes of white, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then wouldn't you want to wear white to someone's funeral?
No, not them wearing white. The deceased wearing white.
Well, that too. No, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying
Like
in
white
general,
flowers.
like,
Yeah.
Oh,
how about
well,
y'all
yeah.
wear white to my funeral?
Okay, y'all wear
Okay.
black to my wedding. I'm just kidding. No, Kristen, you can't wear black.
You already
already
have
bought
your dress. You cannot wear
Yeah.
that. No. I don't know. And then there's purple. For ages, purple was a forbidden color. And I think initially that had a lot to do with the cost of dyeing and the difficulty of dyeing the color purple.
Only the rich people could have the darker
Well,
colors, especially purple, because
often
of the dye.
only the royalty could wear purple because it was so difficult to make purple dye, and that was reserved for royalty. So there's lots of symbolism in our culture with color. I'm just thinking of all the different colors that I think of. We talk about green being the earthy color, and we think of green goddess and the green man, and in folklore, and things like that, and the Mother Nature and Gaia and whatever, and you have a lot of green, and we think of it as earthy, in the forest. It's
Well, like in the opposite, like on the opposite spectrum, though, like green is also like greed and money.
Oh, and actually,
it's
envy.
green actually is also known as a poisonous pigment because
of how they created it.
right,
Yeah.
and I think that's how we see like green stench and
Oh yeah.
toxic. When you think
Well-
toxic waste, if someone said toxic waste, a barrel of toxic
Yeah,
waste, you would think
green.
of green
Yeah.
ooze.
Well, and
Yeah.
I believe we discussed this on the Shakespeare
Poison is green, yeah.
on the
Mhm.
Shakespeare episode about green-eyed envy,
yeah,
and-
envy, yeah.
yeah. So, but then you think about red eyes, and you're thinking, what do you think about there?
Ooh, red
Satanic,
eyes. Yeah,
devil,
evil.
Yeah, evil.
Yeah.
Evil eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me think of. Okay, I remember whenever Raina and Travis first moved in, we had like this little French door on our pantry. And I guess Raina and I went to go eat lunch or something, and we came home, and Aria had gotten into the pantry. I guess someone left the door open, or she got into the French pantry door, and she got a bag of chips out and opened the bag of chips and ate like half the bag of chips. They were on the floor in the kitchen.
Mhm.
And Raina was like 7 or 8, or maybe maybe, I think she was about 8, not 7. But I remember, I don't know what she saw, but she said Arya's eyes turned orange. So now I always think of guilt, like, oh, your eyes are turning orange. Like, that's, I have no idea what she's talking about.
There's no
But
idea.
when you're talking about red eyes, I was thinking of orange eyes.
Okay, so that's funny. Like she said her eyes turned orange, right? And Arya gluttoned herself on a bag of chips. And so if you're looking at like the colors for the 7 deadly sins, gluttony is actually orange.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's
maybe her
really...
eyes did turn orange. Kids can see things that we can't.
Maybe she sees auras or something.
No telling. Because Arya was very guilty when she ate those chips.
So
she
like,
was there with the chips, like, looking like a bad dog.
Yeah, orange is a symbol for overeating. Like if you associate the 7 deadly sins with a color.
Very interesting. What are the other ones? Do you have them?
Okay, yeah, I do. So greed, which is, which is funny because, you associate green with money or whatever, but greed is actually yellow, and lust is blue, wrath is red, envy is green, green with envy, green-eyed monster. Pride is purple, which royalty, proud.
Yes.
And gluttony's orange. And then sloth is going to be like light blue. Like, so if you're thinking of a rainbow, I guess lust would be more of the indigo part of the rainbow. Okay. And then sloth is light blue, so the lighter blue part of the rainbow.
It's interesting that yellow is...
what was yellow again?
Greed,
because
not
I think of yellow as
envy is green.
Oh, right.
I think of yellow as cowardice because a yellow-bellied coward.
Oh,
yellow is a coward color.
Maybe greedy people are cowards.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, because
they're afraid they're going to go without, so they're greedy.
Oh, yeah. That's a good thought.
Lack mindset.
I just thought that was really interesting when you said that yellow or orange was gluttony, because I'm thinking of like overeating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that on the chakra, that's like the lower belly.
Oh, well, and that's another.
And the yellow is the upper belly where your stomach is.
And that's there's another color symbology there as well. So, and forgive me because I am really new to the chakras, so tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the red is your root chakra.
Yeah, and that's like
your carnal lust.
needs. Yeah. Sex, money, and power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then your inner child issues is your orange, right above that, and then the yellow, and then it goes yellow, and the green is where your heart is. Mm-hmm. And then there's the blue, which is where your throat is. And
Mm-hmm.
then your psychic, which is the like
your
indigo,
third eye.
Your third eye, and then the purple.
Purple is your
crown.
Your crown, yes. And then there's also like auras,
crowns,
like
royalty.
we talked about this before too. Mm-hmm. I had my aura read, and they were talking about the colors in my aura, and I had a lot of green, and those were healing colors. So, which I thought was interesting because green in the color psychology for marketing is also translated to health, tranquility, growth. So I thought that was interesting. And then I had some of the purple and stuff like your crown and spiritual things like that. So I thought that was very interesting as well.
Well, like the, purple crown can also indicate warmth as well. Like you're just like an overall warm person.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I'm going to like backtrack for a second because I just thought this was interesting. Like we're talking about greed being yellow. If you look at color psychology, greed or yellow actually means happiness.
Mm-hmm. That's what I have here. Yellow is hope, optimism, positivity, and joy.
Yeah.
Which, if you think about it, sunshine, when and like I was talking about painting my kitchen yellow. I've had yellow kitchens before, yellow and white, and it was because it gave it that warm sunshine, happy feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is really interesting.
That
Abundance is also associated with yellow, and you were talking about it being what else? What was that?
Well, purple goes with in the advertising. Purple is with luxury,
Yeah,
and power, and ambition, and creativity.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the psychological aspect would be power, like wanting power and sophistication. So, yeah. And so then, like, the whole sin aspect would be pride.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that all kind of ties in together.
Right.
With the purple one?
Yeah, with purple.
That's
yeah.
interesting too, because I mean, when you were talking about like only royalty being able to wear
Proud. They
purple,
would be proud,
you
arrogant.
would be very
yeah.
proud to be able to wear
Yes.
purple, and that
you have
would be
power,
luxury.
and you would show that. That would be luxury. That
and
would also be
sophistication. Yeah.
That does make sense. Yeah. I know in metaphysical circles, there's like some color association with certain candles as well. I have not tinkered with this very much. All of my candles are either white or green, and it wasn't by choice. That's just the way they came.
Well, if you're wanting to cleanse a space with candles, and I've done this before, then you would use either a white candle, and you can also use a black candle as well.
Okay.
If you're wanting to
banish
banish
from the
something,
space.
yeah.
Yeah, that's actually what I like. So I like the candle color symbolism, and then you can also use ribbons as well for something. Like if you were going to, like tie a ribbon around a jar or tie a ribbon around something that you're binding up. The color symbolism is basically you're putting that intent into whatever it is that you're doing. And similarly, like a lot of the stones, like if you use stones to meditate or for healing powers or whatever. Yeah, crystals.
The colors also go with that as well.
A lot of the colors, you're going to see similar relations to those. So for like when we're talking about like candle meanings, white is purity, new beginnings, protection, truth, peace, harmony, calming the mind. Black is protection, repelling or absorbing or banishing, or putting an end to something, kind of like as banishing.
Yeah, so when you're cleansing your house, it's good to use a white and
candle.
a black candle.
Okay.
So you're banishing the darkness, and then you're inviting purity back in.
That's similar to having the black tourmaline and the selenite over your door, you know, or whatever,
Which
protection.
I have both, and yes, I have definitely cleansed my house with the candles before. If y'all remember back when I bought that big bulk of candles.
One of the things you were talking about earlier about like red, right? So a lot of times we also associate red with love because we're thinking, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But like with candles, red is for like the passion and like the flesh, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you light a red candle.
And
if
then
you're
pink
wanting to
is
do
for
stuff.
romance and unconditional love, friendship, self-love, happiness, forgiveness.
Well, and that makes sense too,
intimacy.
because often when we give Valentines to our lovers, we often give red cards,
and
red
then you
roses,
give pink ones to
pink
your friends,
ones to
right?
our friends. We do, yes.
Yeah, because it would be kind of weird to give your best friend a
leopard
print, leopard print and red.
Hey, man, to each his own. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then for purple, heightened intuition, meditation, wisdom, divination. Let's see, green. It's funny because green is associated with money, but I think that's only in like America that we really think about
Well, I
Well,
mean,
but
it
it
comes
comes
with
with
light a
abundance.
green candle for money.
Green and abundance.
Yes,
So abundance
because
is money.
bundles of
And
you know,
abundance
green
can be
things.
fertility or and growth. So those things can be either health or wealth. And if you think about tarot, the things that go with that, the health and wealth of abundance in the tarot decks are in the same suit. So it's not, they're not in two separate suits. I mean, there are, because you have the when you're talking about the pentacles, but
But that's
health,
the labor part of that.
that is, yeah. So so they really kind of go together. Abundance is abundance, whether it's
Money
health
or
or
food
money or whatever.
yeah. Blue, like you said, also is also for purity, new beginnings, harmony, and calming the mind. So blue is also like an alternate to white, also. So
Well, I can see that because, when I was talking about like the culturally thing, like back in the 5th century, they considered blue heaven. Look up at the blue sky, heaven.
Right.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Gold for prosperity, wealth, personal power, success, enlightenment, manifestation. Yellow for intelligence, focus, learning.
Need to light a
Confidence,
yellow candle
clarity,
like every day.
New ideas, right? And then orange, intellect, networking, stimulating energy, justice, and celebration.
Yeah,
Okay.
a yellow and an orange candle every
Right.
day.
You know what? You just need to
And
have like
just
all
like
of
the
the
whole rainbow.
candles.
The whole
Yeah,
rainbow.
just light all of them.
Right. Yep.
There you have it.
So, and like I said, you could do that with fabric, ribbon, stones, anything.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I was working on one of my projects for like my personal goals and development, and I have like different colors for categories in my life, and I was talking with someone about the categories, and I think they had finances in as a red category.
That's
for
me.
them.
I do.
Yeah, and I have mine as green, and I'm like, you should change that because
But my green is my
red-
health.
yeah, I know, but I was thinking like red seems like in the negative,
Right.
right? When
Right.
you look at a
Change it to gold.
yeah, it's hard to see.
That's
But
hard to write.
yeah, but I think sometimes having a different mindset with that color, choosing a different color might give you a different
Right.
outlook on.
Well, that's true. That could be. Yeah.
Because when you think of red as danger, also
Mm-hmm.
because that color is stop,
Right.
stop signs. You can't do things, danger, caution. A lot
Right,
of those
right.
type of warnings.
Interesting how red is just kind of all over the place.
It is. It really is. It can mean multiple things depending on the context. So
It's all of the extreme things. Because when you think
It
about
really
it,
is.
and when we were talking about passion and stuff and sensuality, you think of red as like going to the extreme, like the ultimate sexy color, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna wear a red
the red dress, the red lip, the red shoes, the red
car.
roses.
Red car is the fastest one, right?
Right.
Yeah, and the police always go after the red car.
They do. Yeah. Known fact. Yeah, it's weird how we associate those, and I was thinking of like in terms of color, the colors that we choose to wear, because like you were talking about when you were younger, you would never wear red because it was a tawdry color. I wear red kind of specifically. I do wear it sometimes during the day, but as far as a red dress,
You would only wear it at nighttime.
at nighttime, yeah, I would. Whereas like now, right now, I have on a little sundress and it's yellow. I associate that with daytime and sunshine and the summer. I would never wear a yellow dress in the wintertime. That it's not a winter color.
I just stick with gray.
And we were talking about in the previous episode about colors of our nails and how we tend to go with the seasons. And I do, in January, I tend to go with grays and blues and colors like that until February. And then I start going with the pinks and the reds for love. And then we get into March and I start thinking of the bright spring colors, Easter's, pastels.
I think green in March. I don't know, because like the green is starting to come out.
I do.
in March,
I start wearing green because of St. Patrick's Day. And I do a lot of, as we get close to Easter, like I said, pastels and lighter colors. And I kind of carry that through to May, and then it starts getting brighter and brighter. So then I get into the hot pinks of summer and maybe some orange or bright yellow or something. And then we just kind of I go through the phase of the summer. And into the fall, I start wearing the gold,
orange,
the burnt orange, the purples, kind of that warm purple colors, and browns and things like that. And then, obviously Christmas, I'll do like red, green, silver, gold, things like that. So
I wear black all year.
and like your yellow outfit, that would be put away in a box come September.
Yeah. I would not wear this
I take it out of my closet. It goes in a box, and then it comes back out in like March.
And I have other colors, other clothes like that too. That there's the browns and stuff like that. I would never wear that in the spring or the summer. There used to be the old thing. There used to be the thing about wearing, you don't wear.
That is the color we haven't talked about.
Brown. But I used to, they used to have this old thing where you didn't wear white shoes.
Yeah.
Before
I'm still kind of stuck in that.
Yeah. Before Easter, I think it was, and then after Labor Day, I can't remember. But that you throw that out the window.
I don't know.
Because
the kids today love a good white, bright
white
shoe.
Yeah, white shoes.
All of my students are all like white shoes, and if somebody steps on their white shoe, they're going to get into a fight.
Yeah.
That's kids today, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, it leaves marks,
I know. That's why I don't wear anything white, because if I wear
Scotch Guard.
If I wear white or yellow, something bright, it has a target on it. Like it's like I have a target, and I always end up. I wore a yellow shirt to work a couple of days ago, and what did I do? As soon as I get to work, I spilled coffee straight down my yellow shirt. Actually, it's funny because it was a Van Gogh sunflower shirt. I mean, I didn't ruin the shirt or anything like that. I always carry like one of those little stain pins with me, but it was just funny because like the mood's been kind of dark or whatever, so gotta wear something bright and happy. Plus, a friend of mine told me she didn't like Van Gogh, so I wore that shirt just for her. Yeah. If you're listening.
Nice friend. You're a nice friend, Amber.
Oh, well, I also have a Van Gogh cup that I carried also, just to torture this person.
I do. I like certain colors. I tend to wear a lot of, when I was younger, I wore a lot of jewel tones a lot, but I grew up, I was a young adult in the 90s. And so the 80s and 90s, that was kind of the colors where all those jewel tones were really popular. And so I wore a lot of that. But nowadays, my colors are all over the place, but more seasonal than trendy or anything like that, because and you're talking about dressing for the mood. If I'm in a sour mood, I will often go put on dark clothes or whatever and just kind of hermit myself, but if I want to feel happy and joyful and light and sunshiny, then I will gravitate towards those lighter colors, bright colors to help boost my own mood. So,
well, you're wearing a very greedy color right now.
Yeah, I am. I'm a yellow bellied, greedy coward. So, but I have a lot of hope and optimism, positivity, and joy. Yes. So, so there we have it. And
well,
you know.
my shirt, I'm wearing a kind of a baby pink shirt, so that means harmony and friendship. So
there you go. Well,
I'm
and
with my friends, so it's
caring.
nice and caring and harmony. And it even says good vibes on it. And I have
and they're Care Bears.
Care Bears on
And
my shirt that
I'm
say
literally
good vibes.
wearing all black.
Yeah.
I'm banishing you. Goodbye.
Yeah, Kristen's wearing my outfit right now, and I'm wearing hers because she likes Care Bears.
Yeah, y'all are kind of opposites.
I've
today,
always
aren't
been
you?
all black.
But you
though.
always have been all black.
I've
Yeah,
always been a gothy.
she was a gothy girl before there was gothy girls.
That's what kind of attracted us to each other was our gothy punkness.
So,
Does anybody else have anything that they want to add? Or no? Okay, so what are we talking about next week then?
next week is Kristen is our hostess, and
Right. So next week we are talking all things books. Well, we're
That
going
sounds
to
like
narrow down the subject a little. I know it sounds like fun, right?
I was just going to say it sounds like an Amber subject.
Right?
But,
No.
And Kristen reads more
Kristen
than I
reads
do
a
now.
lot. Yeah.
We are going to narrow it down. You can only have one. Like last
You mean 10.
no, you can only have one.
You
What
mean
is your
10.
all-time
Your top
favorite
10.
book? One.
Top 10.
One.
Top 10.
You get one.
No,
So
I
you
get
a
10.
week. You get a week to think about it.
No, I
everyone.
get 10.
Hey, hints. Oh God, my brain went dead.
What?
The complete collection of Shakespeare.
There
you go.
we go. Like the whole collection, the
Yes,
whole
'cause
series of this book.
There is a book, the complete collection or whatever. Yes, there you
Okay.
That
go.
works. That
That's
works.
all one.
All right.
I'm
So
looking forward to that.
I'm
one.
sure we'll be having
We'll
the
talk about
the
more than
inner
one.
monologue debate on which one is our
it won't
favorite.
be inner monologue. It will be
Outer
It's
monologue.
probably
Outer
going to be
monologue.
like a fight.
outer
or something.
dialogue. Trialogue. That's a trialogue because there's three of us. Yeah.
True that. Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, we got off the subject there. Right. Yeah.
Okay. On that note, we would like to thank.
I would like to think.
You say that
You-
every time.
Oh
Amber.
my
You say
gosh.
we will like to think.
Okay. Well, I'm a Texan. Okay. So on that note, we would like to thank Red Door. No, wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pause.
Sorry, we keep trying to do the Red Door Studio thing.
We would like to thank Cake Mix Studios and Creative Audio Tech for our music and recording equipment. So if you like our music, go to our website and check them out. Click on the link. If you need something recorded for you, something made for you, Creative Audio Tech is your guy.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So also, if you'd enjoyed this podcast, please go and give us a rating, give us a like, give us a comment, and check out our blogs. Come on, guys. And comment on our blogs. We want to hear from you.
And your mother and your brother and your sister.
Yeah.
and
We
your
want
neighbor.
we want to hear from everybody in your family, and you need to tell us what your favorite color is because we're waiting so we can judge you on it. Just kidding.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that, did we?
Oh.
We'll have to talk about that on our blog.
Well, Kristen already gave away my favorite color, which is red. So
Oh yeah, she did. Well, she gave away hers too,
yeah,
so nobody knows what mine is. So you
I
have
did?
to get.
yeah. You have to
You
read.
said
her
I always
blog.
wear whatever. So,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I guess that
We-
does. I don't
so-
think of black as a color.
Yeah, we'll have that little poll up there. What's your favorite color? And
Yeah, so check out.
and
our
I want everybody
MNC
to guess
chat.
what my favorite color is. The people
I'm
who know
literally
me.
rolling my eyes right now.
Well, everybody who knows me knows what my color is because it's very obvious. But our listeners may not know what my favorite color is.
Okay, well, so we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.